All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are really excited to be here. So I'll kick us off and we'll go ahead and get started. So my name is Kara Anderson. I am our Senior Product and Solution Marketing Manager here at Optimizely. I focus on helping marketers deliver great digital experiences faster through our purpose-built solutions that include capabilities like collaboration workflows, content management, easy-to-use editors, and data-driven content recommendations. And I am joined here today by my friend and teammate, Shavkat.
Hi there. Thank you. Excited to be here for my first ever live stream. I was always wondering how this is going to go and who's going to watch. So for, I think we have like 90 or 100 people right now watching, and it's growing. Thank you for making the time. My title is sufficiently ambiguous, general manager. What that means is I actually came from the Welcome side of the house. I was the CEO and co-founder of Welcome, which we'll talk a lot more about, one of the industry's leading content marketing platforms that was acquired by Optimizely about 6 months ago. So I now oversee that part of the business. I'm also now running parts of our marketing and growth marketing organization. So I have a little bit more empathy for how marketers are using our products and the pains they feel. So I'm excited to talk more about what we've been up to.
Awesome. So what we're going to talk to you about today, probably the next 15 minutes or so, is give a kind of a quick overview of the current state of content production and a lot of the challenges that we're seeing marketers struggle with right now. And then we're going to go into a sneak peek and show you how we are really transforming it and creating this really entirely new way of authoring and publishing content that's just going to change that experience. We're really excited to share that. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about, as an Optimizely marketer myself, how I see this working for me and just some of the things that I'm really excited to, some of the ways I'm really excited to use the new experience. So looking forward to sharing that. And then we're going to tell you how you can learn more. We are actually following this live stream up with a webinar tomorrow. I believe it's at 10 a.m. Eastern. And that's going to go more into depth on everything that we show you here today. So it's going to give you a chance to watch a live demonstration, see everything in action, and get all of your questions answered. So do not miss it. It's going to be really, really great. And we're looking forward to seeing you there. So with that, pass it off to Shav.
Yeah, I'll spend some time just covering the current state, and keep in mind I'm fairly new to the CMS world. I came after spending 10 years building marketing software for marketers to plan, to collaborate, ideate, create content. But the CMS world is still fairly new to me. And as I kind of dove into it and spent more time, what I realized is the marketer experience is very broken. And what that means to me is that we've spent so much time, especially in the CMS kind of category, investing in the customer experience. So how can we deliver delightful and beautiful websites? How do we personalize that experience? How do we run experiments on that experience? That's all the stuff that the customer sees and feels and touches, right? But what we haven't invested as much time into is the marketer experience. Like, what is it like as a marketer within a company to work, to collaborate, the process, the workflows, the coordination? Like, what is that experience like? And like, we spent a lot of time thinking about it at Welcome, but just as an industry, as technology industry, as a MarTech industry, I think it's been kind of underserved. And the problem, I think, is kind of elaborate. If you go to the next slide, the publishing part of the life cycle of a marketing asset is only the last 15%, right? Like when you're publishing that content into the CMS. Yet we've spent so much time and money in the CMS category in terms of investment and attention and engineering innovation, etc. Whereas the first 85% is where most of the magic happens when it comes to content creation, planning, workflows, approvals, like all the stuff that has to happen for a piece of content to go from like an idea in someone's head to like out the door onto a website or mobile app. Like 85% of it happens outside of the CMS. And all of this has to happen before it's even ready to publish to the CMS. And I think that first 85% is what's been largely ignored. We've been trying in the CMP category to kind of really focus on it. And one of the reasons why I think it's so critical is for that first 85%, there's a lot of coordination and collaboration and team alignment that needs to happen. Because for us, if the teams that are creating the content are fragmented or disjointed or they don't have visibility, then the customer experience is going to be fragmented and disjointed, et cetera, right? So if the teams that are creating content are not collaborating and they don't know who's working on what, who's creating what kind of content next week, next month, next quarter, when they eventually publish that content to any digital experience, it's going to be very apparent to the end customer that, hey, there's something wrong with this marketing organization because they're like talking past each other. The second problem that I noticed as we kind of brought these two companies together, Welcome and Optimizely, is that the publishing part, that last 15%, is super, super painful. In fact, I was like in disbelief, to be honest, Kara, like when I saw it and when I heard CMS customers like talk to me about how they get content out the door and onto the website. This is like a typical story that I heard. Well, we as the content marketing team, we like create all of our content in spreadsheets and emails, and it's kind of manual, but we get through it. And then when it's time to get it onto the website, we like then put it into a Word doc or a copy doc of some kind. We like put all, the header, the subheader, the content. Then we attach like images to that Word doc. We tell the web producer like how we think it should be laid out, and then we ship that Word doc off to the web production team. And then there's this whole team of web producers who take the Word doc, manually copy and paste every element from this Word doc back to the website and the image. And then once they do that, they like send maybe a screenshot or a link to the dev site back to the marketer, who then sees the content on the website and they're like, wait a minute, the copy doesn't fit or the image doesn't really work. And then they do the whole crazy process again and again and again. And then often what I found is the marketers don't have access, right, to the CMS. They don't have seats, or they don't have the technical knowledge, so they're dependent on developers. They have no control, no ability to preview what it's going to look like. And the whole thing just like slows down to a grinding halt. And so kind of the summary of all of this is that the publishing process is broken in my mind. So the first 85% is ignored, and the publishing process is broken because the tools are just not very friendly for marketers. It's very slow and cumbersome. There's this total dependence on developers or kind of web production teams. And frankly, the IT or web production teams, they don't want to have to get involved for every small edit and do this back and forth either. They want governance and control, but they also want to empower marketers. And so like everyone is kind of unhappy in this world. Does that make sense so far? All right, so let's go on to the next slide. I think what we are going to do now is talk about what we're doing about it. So kind of painted this picture. It may seem like I've exaggerated things a little bit, but I swear to you, this is what happens at most companies. And so what we're doing, and our ultimate goal is, how do we shorten the idea to live gap, right? From content idea to getting content live, how do we shorten that basically by connecting the Welcome CMP, where ideation, planning, collaboration, workflows happen, and the Optimizely CMS, where the actual web publishing happens. How do we connect those two things so that marketers have freedom, agility, speed? How do we make it so that they're not dependent on other teams, so that they can actually see previews? And so that's what we've done. And we're not going to do a full demo today, but I'll just walk you through kind of the 5 steps. So the first 2 are simple. You just authenticate and connect your welcome instance with the CMS instance. And then we automatically import your entire content model, the templates, etc., into welcome. And then what happens for the marketer is now anytime they want to create or edit content or a web page or a landing page or a blog post or a product page, they can do all of that within welcome without ever having to log into the CMS. They can go into welcome, select a template from a list of available templates with governance, of course. We can limit it to like these 3 or these 5 types of templates. They can quickly edit it through a beautiful WYSIWYG editor. They can immediately in real time get a preview from the CMS so they know exactly what it's going to look like, make tweaks, proof it, get someone to approve it. All of this is in welcome. And then they hit a button, they can approve it and directly send it and make it live or send it as a draft to the CMS. All of this can happen in a matter of minutes, no longer making Word docs, copy docs, emailing, and losing weeks. So we've essentially shortened what would normally take weeks into a process that could take minutes. Now we have, I think, a short animated clip so you can kind of see how this works. So this is the welcome experience where on the right-hand side you see workflow, the left-hand side, the marketer can quickly edit the template. It's WYSIWYG. They can preview what it's going to look like on the right-hand side. They can save it and they can hit publish. And then all of a sudden it's live in the CMS. Now this entire process happens within welcome. It's bi-directional. It's talking to the CMS. And any marketer who's used any sort of online kind of word processor, any WordPress, Google Docs, Office 365 should be able to do this. And so we're super excited to announce this launch. We have, I think tomorrow, we're going to give you a little bit more details where you can actually see it all working in action. And then there's an extra bonus, which is welcome has a market-leading digital asset management solution integrated into the software. So it's an integrated DAM, super modern, beautiful, easy to use, has all the bells and whistles that you would expect in a traditional DAM, except it's fully integrated with the upstream and downstream workflows, including publishing to the CMS. And what you'll get as part of this integration is from within the CMS, anywhere in the CMS, you'll be able to browse the welcome DAM and easily kind of search, filter, pick an asset, and bring it into the Optimizely CMS editor so you can access it in real time. And that's also live and available to all of our customers. So we've been hard at work over the last few months. And so just to summarize, and then I'm going to hand it to Kara to give us kind of her personal views is, with these integrations, it's not just connecting 2 pieces of software. Frankly, like us connecting 2 of our pieces of software doesn't really mean anything to marketers. What it really is for marketers is a way to get to market faster, get campaigns and content out the door faster, with agility, with speed. Second is it improves the team collaboration. So a delightful marketer experience. We break down silos, allow people to collaborate in a way to create a more consistent customer experience. Finally, we save costs, right? We reduce time, we reduce we reduce wasted time, we reduce wasted content, wasted effort. So it really hits the bottom line. And so I'm super excited. This is just the start. So Kara, I mean, you're going to be using this product going forward. Did I exaggerate or was I fairly accurate in kind of how it works today?
No, I think you were perfectly accurate. I mean, I'm really excited. I think for me, our team at Optimizely, the marketing team, we already use Welcome as like a team collaboration tool. So all of our work is already in there. And so I'm really excited to be able to publish like a product page, for example, directly from the place where I'm already working with our design team and our web team. All of our communication, all of the assets that we need are already in Welcome. So being able to push everything to the CMS from the exact same place is really, really exciting. So we're actually in the process right now of implementing this new publishing experience that Shaf just walked us through. So I'm really excited. I know that this is going to make a huge difference for us when it comes time for our team to create the fourth quarter version of our product roadmap. So every quarter we publish a product roadmap. You can see this is a screenshot of it right here. You can find it on our site right now. This is the one that we currently have up. And this past quarter, we published through our own CMS, which is really great. But I'm really excited now to try it with the new connection between our CMS and Welcome. And like I said, having just everything there, all of the images that we need, all of the copy, all of the communication between our, the other teams that we're coordinating with as we're thinking through the layout and bringing it through the approvals process, like just being able to do all of that in one place and then push it through, I think is going to make this process even easier for us and a lot faster. So I am super, super excited for this. Shaf, how has it been received among our customers? I'm sure we're seeing a lot of people who are a lot of Optimizely customers who are excited to try it out as well.
Yeah, it's been actually pretty crazy, pretty fast and furious. I can't believe it's only been 7-8 months since the acquisition. We've grown at a crazy clip. I think we're growing faster than 50% year over year in terms of just our kind of ARR growth rate, because we're signing up a ton of customers, both standalone Welcome customers. But what I'm excited about is the joint customers that we're signing up, folks that are using the Optimizely CMS and other Optimizely products alongside Welcome and connecting those two. We have some massive logos that we signed up. One of the biggest, if not the biggest, insurance company in the world is a customer of ours, already using the DAM integration that we spoke about. We have a ton of customers that are getting started with the publishing integration, which is brand new. So we're just rolling that out now. And I think the most exciting thing for me is, we had a thesis kind of going into this acquisition that if we connect the first 85% with the last 15%, that's where the magic can happen. And we're starting to see that, and our customers are really starting to validate that. So I guess time will tell, but I think this is going to be a super successful acquisition. We do have a couple of questions that we got from customers. So before I plug, I guess let me just plug this live demo. So for those of you who want a live demo of the Welcome and the Optimizely CMS integration, Wednesday, August 31st, which I believe is tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern, TK, who heads up product, and Bob, who's the director of product, will be doing a live demo so you can see everything that we talked about. So do catch it tomorrow, 10 a.m. if you're interested. So I'm going to take a couple of questions that we got in the live stream. They come in from all channels. One of them, I guess two of them are related. I think the question is really, what is Welcome? Is it a CMS or WordPress add-on? Is it a CMS? What is Welcome? So I know for a lot of Optimizely customers and fans, Welcome is still new, so maybe I'll just spend 30 seconds giving you the brief overview. So Welcome historically, it's a 10-plus-year-old company, and we've been the leader in the CMP category, content marketing platform. So if you're wondering what a CMP is, think about what we just said. It's that first 85%. It's a software that handles the first 85%. It's content ideation, content calendar, content workflows, authoring and proofing content, and then being able to publish that content to any downstream system from the CMP. Now, the downstream system in this case that we're talking about is the CMS, which is what Optimizely, formerly known as Episerver, is known for. So think of Welcome as a system where all the stuff upstream happens, and the CMS is where the downstream publish happens. And as Kara mentioned, the team is in Welcome all the time. That's where they're doing their collaboration. They're storing their assets. We have a fully integrated DAM. That's where they have the editorial calendar, the plan for the campaign. So that's really what Welcome is all about. And we're not a CMS add-on, but we do have out-of-box integrations with most of the CMSs that you can think of. So for the question, there was a question about WordPress. We have a bidirectional sync with WordPress. We have CMS connector, even with some of our competitors. But today, what we're really talking about is the optimizing CMS connector, because that one we think is going to be transformative to how marketers publish. It's bidirectional. It gives you the ability to create and edit almost any sort of landing page, any structured web page. It gives you real-time previews, one-click publishing. So it's really kind of a next level integration. But hopefully that answers the question around what is Welcome? Is it a CMS? Is it an add-on? Do we have time for one more question, Kara? What do you think?
Yeah, let's do one more.
All right, so there was a question. What's the future of web accessibility? I'll give my thoughts, and Kara, if you have anything, please do add on. And I'll say again, I'm like the outsider in the CMS industry. I'm like learning a lot about it, like coming from that first 85%. So, obviously I think the future of the web has to be more accessible, more inclusive web content, right? And there's no doubt about it. It's something that marketers are focusing much more on compared to even 2-5 years ago. And there's two ways. The thing that I always think about is to make content accessible and inclusive. You need to start right at the beginning. You can't finish creating your content and then at the time of publish, be like, oh, is this inclusive and accessible? I think that needs to show up right at the starting point when you're in the ideation and planning phase. So that's one point. The second thing I'll say is we have a great partner, Site Improve, so I'll plug them quickly. They're actually a Welcome customer. I think I can say this. They actually purchased Welcome. They actually use our CMS, so they're going to be one of the first customers to connect the two together. And the reason why I mentioned Site Improve is this is actually their business is, they provide software and tools to help folks create more accessible content. And as a bonus, we have a integration with Site Improve coming. So if you are a Site Improve customer and you're interested in kind of integrating Site Improve with Welcome, we have some good news coming. I'll just leave it at that. Kara, anything to add about web accessibility or the future of web accessibility?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And I think I'm seeing more and more roles on marketing teams dedicated to web accessibility and thinking about what it is that we need. So to your point, I think it's, we need to work on including those roles in the content creation process from the beginning. So I think it goes back to that collaboration piece as well, and that communication and making sure that we are thinking about it from the beginning. We're involving those roles early on in the process so that as we move that content through the entire production process, we are making sure that this is something that we're thinking about and we're putting forward a content product that is accessible at the end of the day.
Yeah, love it. Again, and more reason why we need to break down those silos, provide visibility, help teams collaborate and coordinate better. It's not just a customer experience point, but also just, how do we create a better web for everyone that's inclusive and accessible? So love that. Maybe on that note, on that positive, happy note, we will wrap up. Thank you everyone for joining. Please do check in tomorrow again for that live stream. And then if you have any questions, get in touch, come to the Optimizely site. You can always fill out a form to talk to us. If you're interested in Welcome, you can actually sign up and try the product directly from the website. You don't even need to talk to a salesperson, and give us feedback. And if you're an existing customer and you're interested in the Welcome to CMS 12 connector, just talk to your CSM or reach out to us, reach out to Kara or myself. Like, we'll put you in touch. And thank you for joining.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone.